You're doing everything right. You're praying, you're in therapy, you bought the workbook, you deleted his number. Again, you are doing the work. And somehow it still feels like something bad is about to happen. Not something specific, just something. Okay, it's like your body refuses to believe that you are safe. Like peace feels like a trap. Y'all been to the trap house in Atlanta, T.I.'s trap house? It is so fun. Well, it's really the trap museum. And they have like an escape room inside. I need to focus. Okay, this was me, and this is some of you now. It's like whenever things are going right, you are just waiting for the floor to cave in. Like you don't trust it. I know it feels too good right now. Things are too smooth. There's too much peace and quiet. Something is about to happen. That's not a faith problem. That is a nervous system that learned chaos is home. Before we get into that, I'm Roneshia, and if nobody has checked on you today, that's exactly why I'm here.
Tired of just surviving, ready to heal. Gotta take some action, do more than kneel. I kept blaming hell.
Today we're going to talk about something that nobody says enough in faith or healing spaces, if we're being honest. And that is the fact that healing can feel more threatening to your body than the trauma that hurt you. You're preaching good already. Stop being so churchy. I know for some of you that sounds backwards. Stay with me, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why calm makes you anxious, why you keep gravitating toward chaos and toxicity, and why you're not crazy, broken, or faithless for struggling with rest and peace. I'm also going to show you what healing actually starts to look like. Not the Instagram version. Baby, everybody looks good on Instagram. Not the I'm so healed, I just cry in the shower and got my breakthrough version either. The real version. Let's go. The first thing I need you to understand is that your nervous system is not a thinking organ. It doesn't reason with you. It doesn't care anything about your 5-year plan or your vision board or the fact that you're in a good season right now. It doesn't care. Your nervous system is a scanning system. Its entire job, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, is to ask one question: am I safe or am I in danger? And here's where it gets complicated. The nervous system doesn't measure safety by what's actually happening right now. It measures safety by what is familiar, what it recognizes, what it's seen before. So if you grew up in a home where love was unpredictable, and then when you did feel calm, it was always right before a storm, or anything good that happened, it always came with a price. Your nervous system coded the unpredictability as normal. It made chaos the baseline and tension was home. And now you're grown. You're healed. You're in a good relationship or a peaceful season, or therapy is actually working for you, and your body is sitting there like, I don't recognize this. I don't trust this. Something is wrong. Not because something is wrong, but because your body was never taught what right feels like. Is unfamiliar. And unfamiliar to your nervous system reads as dangerous. You are not resisting healing. Your body is trying to protect you the only way it knows how. It just doesn't know that the danger is gone. Now, I want to talk about something the church doesn't usually address, and some therapists gloss over it. And that's what survival mode is at the body level. You've probably heard of fight, flight, or freeze. Fight, you get aggressive. Defensive, you like to argue and be in control. Flight, you leave, you escape, you numb out with either TV or TikTok or wine, or with staying busy. Freeze, you shut down. You go emotionally flat. Baby, you can't feel a thing and you can't move. Oh my gosh, Roneshia, I just met this man and he asked me my top 3 flaws and I gave him these. Girl, these aren't flaws. These are biology. These responses exist to keep you alive during an actual threat. The problem is when the threat is your childhood home and you've lived there for 18 years, your body doesn't get a chance to reset. It's running a threat response on loop every single day until eventually Your nervous system stops registering the threat as temporary and it registers it as a permanent state. So now you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. You have your own home. Nobody is yelling at you anymore. But your body is still in the posture of someone who is waiting to be yelled at. Still over explaining yourself. You're still people pleasing so that nobody gets upset. You're still hypervigilant, still scanning the room. You're reading every facial expression and bracing for an impact that never comes. That's not anxiety and it's not your personality. That's your nervous system doing its job. A job nobody ever told it wasn't needed anymore. And you cannot think your way out of a nervous system pattern. You cannot pray your way out of a physiological survival response. Girl, I don't know what you're talking about. I can pray my way out of anything. No, you can't. That's why you're still stuck. It's not a lack of faith. It's just how the body works. The body has to be taught safety. It has to experience it slowly, repeatedly, until it starts to believe it. Now, I need to talk about the sneaky way chaos dependency shows up in high functioning women. I love the fact that all my clothes getting too big. Like, I'm gonna have to go on a whole shopping spree, but I'm trying to wait because I haven't met my weight loss goal yet. Another random piece of information that y'all didn't ask for. I probably should have eaten before I did this video and I would have been more focused. So it doesn't always look like drama. It doesn't always look like choosing toxic men or starting arguments. Sometimes it looks like being the most responsible person in every single room, the one who holds everything together, the one who everyone calls. It looks like being chronically busy because stillness feels unbearable, like being unable to rest without guilt, like feeling most alive when there's a crisis to solve because at least you know what you're supposed to be doing. Your nervous system may have literally wired aliveness to stress, meaning when things calm down, you don't feel presence. You feel bored, flat, unnecessary. And so you create with intensity. You take on too much. You stay in conversations that drain you. You stay connected to people who don't give back because that emotional effort keeps your system activated. And activated feels like alive. Girl, ain't nobody judging you. I was you. I have been the woman who could not sit still, who kept adding to her plate because empty plates felt like I wasn't doing enough, who mistook exhaustion for productivity, who built an entire identity around being needed because being needed felt safer than being known. And guess what? Nobody told me that identity was built as a survival strategy, not because I was strong, because I was scared. And my nervous system found a way to make scared look like capable. Real quick, if you can feel what I'm saying, I need you to drop your favorite colored heart emoji in the comments below. Not for the algorithm. I mean, yes, for the algorithm, I'm gonna need that, but also because sometimes we need to let ourselves be seen, even by strangers on the internet. And if you have a friend who is the most responsible, the most together, the most I'm fine in your friend group, please send this video to her. Sissy Pooh needs this more than she will ever admit out loud. Okay, so how do we actually start to heal this? I'm going to be careful here because this is where a lot of content goes wrong. They tell you to breathe journal, give you a 5-step checklist and send you on your way. Don't sleep on that breathing though. I'm just saying, like, deep breathing helped heal my nervous system, but it was more than that, right? So when you're talking about healing the nervous system, it's not a checklist. It's a recalibration, and it has to happen at the body level first. What this looks like practically is something called bottom-up regulation. Bottoms up. So it just means you don't start with your thoughts, you start with your body. Your body needs small, repeated experiences of safety before it will ever believe safety is real. Not a weekend retreat, although those are amazing. I'm going to host one. Not a single breakthrough moment. Small, repeated, consistent, orienting. This is you literally looking around your room and naming what is neutral and safe in your environment. Number 2, slow breath, not the aggressive deep breathing that can actually spike your anxiety. I'm talking a slow, extended exhale that signals your nervous system to downregulate. The exhale is what does it. Number 3, ding, 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 grounding. Feet on the floor, cold water on your wrists. Go touch some grass, noticing texture. Anything that brings you back into your body and out of that scanning loop in your head. And then this one is important: co-regulation. You need safe relationships, people in whose presence your body actually settles. There are people I can talk to and the sound of their voice calms my nervous system. I'm not talking about people who just love you. People who make your nervous system feel like it can exhale. Baby, if you can't think of at least a single person like that, what you gonna do with that information? That is definitely not something to ignore. That's a place to start. And the spiritual piece to this, because I'm not going to leave God out of it, regulation is a form of receiving. When you allow your body to settle, you are practicing a peace beyond understanding. You are practicing trusting that stillness isn't a setup. You are practicing what it means to cast your cares and actually let them go. You cannot heal from the neck up. God designed your whole body, and healing it is not a lack of faith. It's stewardship. So I want to end by telling you what healing actually feels like, because we talk about the work, but we don't talk about how to know that the work is working. Healing does not feel like you're suddenly calm all the time. It feels like you return to calm faster. Something triggers you, and instead of staying activated for 3 days, you come right on back within about 3 hours, then 1 hour, then 30 minutes. Healing feels like tolerating good things without immediately trying to figure out what's wrong with them. Like sitting in a moment of peace and letting it be peace instead of just waiting for it to end. It feels like your reactivity starts to slow down. Like you have a second between the trigger and your response. Now, some of you only have a second, but at least you have that where you get to choose. It also feels like grief at times, because when chaos finally quiets, your body starts to feel everything you couldn't feel when you were in survival mode. Loss, sadness, things you never had time to sit with before. That grief isn't a sign that you're going backwards. That grief means you're finally safe enough to feel. Healing feels like being able to say, I am not my survival strategy. I am not my hypervigilance, my people pleasing, my constant doing. Those things kept me alive, but I am still here. Somebody cue Dorinda. And now I get to find out who I am without them. If you've been watching this and you're thinking, okay, this is all fine and dandy, but girl, where do I start? Let me tell you about the Clarity Reset. As a woman who survived a toxic mother, church abuse, rejection, and I was stuck in survival mode since the age of 12. I built the Clarity Reset because I needed something that wasn't a theory. I needed something that helped me understand what was happening in my body. Let me name this thing so I can start moving through it. I didn't want to over spiritualize. I have a degree in psychology, so I used science and faith. We need both. The Clarity Reset is a 7-day workbook. It comes with the audio experience as well. I have some other bonuses in there. You'll just go read up on it, okay, and you'll find out. You also get access, lifetime access to a private community. It's only $197, and don't be calling my stuff cheap. It's one of the first steps in understanding your own nervous system patterns and why you even respond the way you do. Where did it come from? How do you start building patterns that don't need chaos to feel real? The link is in the description. If you are ready to stop just surviving and actually live in the peace that God designed for you, this is your next step. And welcome to the ladies that joined earlier this week. Now, everyone that gets the Clarity Reset does not join the private community. That is absolutely optional and it is your choice. But congratulations to you for putting yourself and your mental health first. You better clock that T. Now, if you are ready for something deeper and you're like, okay, I did the Clarity Reset, I have a lot of trauma, I've been traumatized all my life, and you want to work with me one-on-one, you can apply for my coaching program called Bloom. This is where I combine inner healing and deliverance. So you listen, it's not a game. I'm coming for all of it. Okay. The link is in the description for that as well. Bloom is for the woman who is done managing her trauma and she's ready to be free of it for real. Okay. So that is all I have for you today. Make sure you subscribe to this channel because baby, what are you doing? I have a lot more real conversations coming. If you are a channel member, you already know you can. My channel members be so quiet, But shout out to all of my channel members. If you want specific videos, all y'all gotta do is let me know. Just let me know. Okay, you all have priority. Also, if you have questions about certain things I've done or you want me to talk about certain topics, just drop it below. Don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to hear it. You are not broken. You are not faithless. You are a woman whose body learned the wrong definition of safe, and you are allowed to learn a new one. I'll see you in the next one.
I kept blaming heaven for what still bled in me, but the bruises had a name and they came from deep, so I let it